as also indicated in the report and reported by CIFSA last time that when they came to this meeting, Chairperson, we have this new executive that is attending the meeting today. They have put policies in place, and we have documented evidence of those policies that they have put in place. They have hired an administration officer that deals with the issues of administration, something of which was not actually in place last time. And also they have structured themselves in such a way that there is responsibilities apportioned to the board and those that are actually providing executive functions. There are measures. There is an MOA, as Honorable Mhlongo was asking, or was it Honorable Mteto was asking about whether at all, or Honorable Mhlongo, apologies, that's the Honorable member that asked the question of whether there is an MOA, MOU or MOA. Yes, there is an MOA, and that is how how CIFSA accounts in terms of what is dictated within the MOA. The funding, annual funding that goes to CIFSA is 5 million, and that particular funding is reported on as against the conditions of the MOA and in accordance with the business plan. Chairperson, I would also want to just venture on and also speak to the issues that are related to what Honorable Adams raised with the panel. What constitutes the panel and the criteria? I think because of the challenges I'm having now of my laptop having gone, having finished, I, however, can confirm to the committee that our funding policy stipulates the criteria. What we will then do, Honorable Chair, is furnish the committee through the Secretariat with that policy that the Public Protector was making reference to, which also clearly stipulates the criteria and the factors and that we take into account in terms of the constitution of the panel. It is all dictated to through that policy of 2020 as revised in 2022. Just quickly looking through the issues, Chair, that I would want to pick up before I hand over to my colleagues. I've spoken to the issue of the current process of reporting in terms of how we're dealing and how we have made sure that there is alignment in terms of the compliance requirements in as far as CIFSA is concerned. I am not aware, Chairperson, I can say to the committee, of CIFSA stealing money, but if there are any allegations to that effect, we would be willing to pursue. I am basically talking to the funding of 5 million that is dictated to by the business plan with programs that we sign with MOA in terms of how we account. We also have a project manager that is now dedicated to this particular project management task, Mr. Lutuli. He is here also in the meeting. Honorable Chairperson, if you then allow me at this point in time, just having spoken to some of the issues that were raised by the honorable members, to hand over first to DDG Chukatamba to address some of the issues. The question from Honorable Zondi, I couldn't hear because I just lost connection at that particular time, but I do think it was also HR related, and DDG Mandisa would also address that. And through you, if we can then allow CFO to come in terms of the issues of funding, and also in terms of the internal control, Chairperson, because this is one of the areas that we really have tightened up. We are at the brink of appointing a director internal control. However, we also have put other structures in place to make sure that the monitoring of compliance is improved. Through you, over to DDG Chikwatamba, Chair.
Thank you, Acting DG. DDG Mandisa.
Good afternoon once again. I'm speaking through CFO's gadget. Mine is not giving sound. Don't know why. I think on the issue of the consequent management, reconnecting with what I spoke about when I was presenting, the report was finalized. I would say finally, February 2022. And at that time, the officials that were directly involved, because this is a matter of a directive from the minister downwards. So this becomes essentially a matter between minister, DG, CFO, of course, because of how the discretionary funding was applied then. It also brings in the DDG for IGR, that DDG that I spoke to. So these become the core people in this. Hence, I was saying, if anything of consequent management, it would go there. However, if I go to the question that says in government, if some of these officials, DDG, CFO, are still in government, what then happens? Unfortunately, the regime environment in which we operate, if the people left our department with no charges leveled against them, with no disciplinary process already ensued, now it becomes the provision that we have is only catering for that. If you were already charged, if there was a process that was already unfolding, it means now we have that record in your file. It means when we are handing you over to the other department, we also have to explain what is in the file and hand that over. But now when the person is already in another department 3-4 years, to go to that department and say, now we want to charge a person in your space, that one, that's where we are hitting, and we could hit if we to pursue these hurdles, because there's no framework that enables us to do so. Actually, that can even be seen as witch hunting in another context and interpretation. So I'm just speaking to that challenge. Now, with the remaining junior officials that are just submission handlers, we looked at the matter and we were like, how do we charge these officials for carrying an instruction that came at that level? And as our presentation was speaking to it all along, that we were cocksure that we are applying CPA correctly. We were cocksure that we are applying section 6.4 PFMA, yes, correctly. So now, how do we come back to these officials and say we are charging you? So hence we even the first time we were talking about training with them, we even asked for that training from National Treasury, because we wanted to be clear between us and National Treasury to say we want training for what, what's the background for what you are looking for. And National Treasury was clear to say, okay, that kind of training, go to the NSG and have that training done there. NSG, they responded to us and they said, okay, for this background that you are giving us, the kind of training that we have, it's an e-services training, online training. We registered our employees, but we realized because we don't have direct monitoring of that e-learning system, it's only NSG. So towards the end of what should have been now the end product coming to us, reports from NSG, we realized that not many officials were participating on this e-learning system. And of course, we could understand that if you are not familiar with managing yourself on in-line training, it can be challenging. Hence now we have a discussion with NSG that says, let us continuously have this training, but what we're asking from you, NSG, is that you customize, you have training for us. If you say your class is of 20 people, we will give you 20 people as DSAC, and we continuously train our people. I hope I have explained the area of consequence management and training. Thank you.
Acting DG. Thank you, Mandisa.
Thank you. Chair CFO will come in at this point.
No, thanks very much, Chair, and then DG. From the issue of surplus of the
you.
Using my phone here, it refused not to give me to the camera. It talks about privacy.
You have been in this for the revolutionary since inception of COVID. Okay, that I've done my role that everyone must show his or her face. Go on, CFO.
No, thanks very much. It really refused me to show my face. Yes, I was on the issue of surplus. The surplus, Chair, relate to our public entities that are established in terms of the PFMA. In that case, every year, when the public entity does not spend all their money, the process is that the same process that we also follow within the department, that any money that is not spent and has been committed, you can first request a rollover. If the rollover get then approved through a budget process within Treasury, then that money can be able to be retained by the public entity or the department. In this case, the subject matter of the CFA is not a public entity organization of the department. Hence, we only apply the MOU that we have signed with them, how to manage the issue of the expenditure and the progress in terms of the MOH. I'll end there. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. I also just wanted to indicate that or respond to the question from Honorable Member Mthethwa with regard to why is our legal team not vetting applications. What we do, Chairperson, and it comes as a result of continuous improvement in terms of the systems and procedures that we are using. So what we do is that we don't necessarily vet applications. We only vet those that have already gone through the process and if adjudicated and it's already a granted a proposal that or a plan that has been granted funding, it will then go through legal service. This is what the part of the guidelines, Chairperson, compliance guidelines that we follow currently. Because when we talk applications, there is a lot of applications, thousands that we get every year. So those that would then go through legal service would be those that have gone through the adjudication process and been recommended and are going through a process leading to payment. Chairperson, I also just wanted to just give a quick indication that we would Honorable Member was saying he did not get the big report. We are hoping, because the complainant, which at that time was Honorable Mthethwa, complained to the Public Protector. We're hoping that that report will then be forwarded to them, but I'm not speaking on behalf of the Public Protector. We would like to just stop at this point, Chairperson, and hand back to you. If there are any questions we did not address, you will guide us. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable DG. Do you want to say something, Minister DM, in this response? Now I'm going to give it to the Public Protector of South Africa, DM or Minister.
Yes, Chairperson. I hope you can see me.
Yes, we're asking you with your
No,
T-shirt.
no, thanks very much.
Point of order, Chair.
You didn't say point of order to Honorable Mteto. Please, let's not get there. Please.
No,
Okay,
thanks very much,
okay.
Chairperson, and good morning to you, and thanks very much for the opportunity. Just to say, firstly, to express our sincere thanks to the Office of the Public Protector for the cooperation and the wonderful relation we continue to have as a Department of State on matters that have to do with accountability, the usage issues about maladministration, irregular spending, about protecting public finance. I just want to express that sincere thank on behalf of that office. And we have no reason to doubt our sincerity in believing in that office. We continue to respect that office. I'm very thankful of how the DTGs have dealt in detail with the report. We will try to stick with the agenda as provided for today, where I think we'll leave other issues. Should there be any other issues, maybe the members of the committee can raise those issues at another time. But we'll stick to the agenda which was adopted today, because the agenda mainly was about maladministration, irregular, and the failure of the department to implement the public protector remedial actions. And both the report of presented by DTG Mandisa, as well as Nelisa, I think from the Office of the Public Protector, you can see, if you read both report, the remedial action of the Public Protector have been implemented overwhelmingly by the department. And the issue that the report to the Public Protector, as indicated, was received last night, it did not mean we were reporting last night. What we are reporting today is the progress since the report was handed out by the Public Protector. In other words, it's the work that has been done that we are reporting. And we are quite glad that the department, through its officials, we have been able to address as per the status of the indicated now. The question I think I need to just to respond to by Honorable Dennis and Honorable Mtetwa around CIFSA. I think Honorable Mtetwa is one honorable member who will know better than I do the significance of having an organization around creative sector in particular, and the origins of CIFSA. And therefore, I think it may be important to acknowledge that you do need such an organization, one way or another. Honorable Dennis, CIFSA is a federation. It has structures in provinces throughout the country. I just want to underscore the importance of having an organization within a creative sector. But if there are any other allegations which members have, and I think the issue has been explained by Israel, our CFO, as well as the DTG Mandisa, I think members can consider other avenues, or they can bring those allegations forth. At the moment, we are not aware of some of the allegations are made. CIFSA is stealing money, you are thieving, all those things. We are not aware. I think those statements are just unfortunate. The reality we face, which is the only remaining thing in terms of the Public Protector report, which is why the report of the Public Protector refers to the employee responsible. It does not refer to the former employee. It is a difficulty which Mandisa is explaining, DTG Mandisa. When a person has left, is no longer in government, or has left to another government department, there's very little that as a department you can do. And it's a conundrum that the entire state is facing in terms of its or the structure, how you deal with those issues with members who resign, even if they are not disciplinary charges against them or criminal charges against them. What do you do with them? And it's a matter that I think the members of parliament are aware about that difficulty in one way or another. So we are not aware about CIFSA or some individuals that are using CIFSA to siphon public money. are not aware about those allegations. We're just responding to them because mainly those allegations were not on the agenda, but we sufficiently happy that what we were about in terms of the remedial action of the public protector, I think members would accept that the department has indeed implemented. I must indicate that there are already internal controls in place to deal with some of the concerns that members have. Certainly, we share those concerns, which is why we put together those internal controls, because we don't want a repeat to be where we're at now, to having to come before you and explain these issues. And we're quite happy about the processes that are in place at the moment. And I think in no time, the honorable members will see the hard-working executive management you have in the department, which I can confirm that on my behalf and the behalf of the Deputy Minister, we have a full confidence that they continue to do us proud as a department. And I'm sure the committee as well, over time, you'll appreciate this hard-working management led by DTG Kumar. The very last issue, which I think I've answered the question by Honorable Mhlongo about the period in which we responded. But he says, you just arrived, but you responded late. You just arrived, but you responded late. I don't know what that means, but I think the fact that we were allowed and given an opportunity to come before the committee and explain ourselves, we're satisfied that in terms of the expectation of this committee and the work of the department, we have been able to do what is expected by the department, by the committee from the department. Thank you very much for the opportunity once more, Chair, and thank you very much to the members.
Honorable Mhlongo, please lower your hand. I'm not yet gone to the public protector. If you want to, and second bite, not now, please lower your hand.
Chair, point of, can I clarity?
Honorable Mhlongo, in the second round, please.
No, I'm not asking a question. It's a clarity. Minister agaphendula ngombuzo wami. Will she respond later?
No. Honorable Mhlongo, you are not going to do that. There's no point of exigence or of clarity. If you want to do a follow-up question, I will give you, not now.
I'm asking you, did the minister respond to my question? I'm asking you, Chair.
Honorable Mhlongo,
not the minister.
Honorable Mhlongo, can I chair this meeting?
I want you to protect me too. I'm asking you, did the minister answer my question now? It's a question to you.
Honorable Mhlongo, I'm chairing. Please
Chair.
Listen.
Chair. Chair. Chair.
Honorable Maloma.
Chair, I'm just requesting Honorable Mhlongo just to let the meeting flow, and then after they've responded, both the department and the Office of the Public Protector, and then we'll come back. You'll give us time. As a brief, Dr. Mhlongo, Ekfranet.
Honorable Mhlongo.
Ekfra nami van the minister unvolt my question.
Don't speak Sfanaga law, man. Honorable Mhlongo, still have a lot to do. I'll give you, Minister. They will leave us when you are doing follow-up questions. Those who are feeling that Minister didn't respond, I'll give you that chance, please. Let me go to the Public Protector. Can I give it to you, Public Protector? Lower your hand, Honorable Mhlongo, please. I'm begging you, please. I'll give you the second bite. The minister will be here. Please. Acting Public Protector, you can.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Members. Kindly allow me to ask Advocate Kabinde as well as Ms. Bona And should there be any outstanding factors, I will then
Yes.
make it.
Okay. Do so, Public Protector. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes,
as well as
thank you very
Bona.
much, PP, as well as the Honorable Chair. On the issue that was, or question that was raised by Honorable Mhlongo, I must say we were also inclined to then conclude that the issue relating to expired projects and surplus funds, to then conclude that it actually relates to the matter that we presented before the committee on an investigation that was investigated under Report 125 of 2019-2020, and it pertained to the NAC. There is nothing that we can find in these allegations and this report that is relevant to the expired project and the surplus fund. And with your permission then, Chairperson, I would not want to delve any further on this issue. We have reported to the portfolio committee and the members before on this particular one. Then on the issue of remedial action and the implementation of remedial action as raised by Honorable Adams, we must indicate that as the Office of the Public Protector, we are making progress on the issue of the implementation of the remedial action. Yes, indeed, we have had to seek the assistance of the Speaker of Parliament as well as the various portfolio committees, which she has also facilitated before. Hence our gratitude as well to this portfolio committee to ensure that our remedial action is actually implemented within the time frame. I do take note that in this particular report, we did not specify the time frame within which the various remedial action must be implemented. And I won't pronounce on the issues of reasonableness on the part of the department, because on those bases, because then it assists us. And that is one thing that we have also addressed moving on in our reports, that it must indicate the time frame within which the remedial action must be implemented, because it then allows us also an opportunity to ensure that the time frame within which that is prescribed in that report, the remedial action is implemented. We do have a dedicated team that works on the to follow up on the implementation of the remedial action, and we are going to enhance this particular area further. I must also confirm that indeed from the time that we engaged with the department, they did indicate their submission of their response to the remedial action. So indeed we had to then just the progress of some of those issues. Otherwise, they have maintained as such. So it's an issue that we are continuously improving on in terms of the implementation of the remedial action with the assistance of Parliament. And also what we are doing and what we have been doing for some time is to engage the various departments or state organs on the proposed remedial action before we actually issue the formal report that is signed by the Public Protector, so that if there are any issues that may find us at loggerheads, it must be traversed at that point, as opposed to having to take matters on a review before the High Court. We are also seeing quite a lot of successes in that area as well. But in this instance, it wasn't really the case, because the department then implemented the remedial action that was proposed. I must indicate in terms of the report itself and the submission of the report, as one of the issues that were raised by Honorable Mthethwa, that the report of the Public Protector, once it has been signed and issued, it is then also submitted to the complainants. As one would note that it does clearly indicate that a copy of the report is also provided to the complainants, Mr. Graham Gilfillan as well as Eugene Mtetwa, to inform them about the outcome of the investigation. However, when it gets to the BIG report, it is indicated in 8.2.2 of the report that ensure that upon, that is one of the directives to the department, to ensure that upon the finalization of a forensic investigation conducted by BIG into allegations of misappropriation of funds by SIFSA, the public protector is provided with a copy of the final report thereof. So the directive in the formal report itself is for the BIG report to be submitted to the public protector. That is not to pronounce that the BIG report cannot or will not be provided to the honorable members. I just wanted to clarify that in terms of the report, it was then going to be submitted to the public protector and not necessarily to the complainants. But we do take note of the request, which really the report is also in possession of the department. I think I've covered the issues that were raised by Honorable Joseph as well as a collective. The department has responded to the corrective action and the processes by the department, where recommendations are then made against officials who then thereafter leave the department. I just want to check with Ms. Mokhaladi if there is any other question that she would want to then respond to.
No, Advocate Nkabinde, okay. Thank you, Chairperson and honorable members. Advocate Nkabinde, okay, let me firstly show my face. Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson and members. My name is Bonatseho Mokhaladi. Advocate Nkabinde has responded to all the questions. However, I would like to reiterate on the question around the submission of documents by the department. As alluded to by the Advocate Nkabinde, our engagement with the department was mainly to confirm we wanted supporting document in the form of copies. For instance, for example, with regard to the condonation, we requested copies of the letter that was sent to National Treasury. So it was aimed at confirming the response that has already been provided to us by the department. Thank you, Chairperson. And also to reiterate on the last point, our remedial action as the public protector was that the BIG report should be provided to the public protector. However, we can engage with the department if whether the copy of the report should be provided to the honorable member as indicated during the meeting. Thank you.
Now I'm suspecting that maybe if honorable members, thank you so much with the response, especially with you, Advocate Nkabinde. Some really information which is very important for this committee to note. If there's any follow-up, or else if Honorable the Deputy Minister did see the gap of the questions answered by the Honorable Minister, you have a right, maybe before even I take these two hands of Honorable Mhlongo and Honorable Mtetwa, DM.
Thank you very much, Chair. No, and thank you very much to the honorable members and the officials in the meeting. No, Chair, I was adequately covered by the Minister in his response. Maybe when the follow-up questions are asked and there is a need for us to come back, I will come back at that particular time. But for now, I'm adequately covered. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Comrade Nonzaba. Honorable Mhlongo, Honorable Mthethwa, and Honorable Dennis, in that order. I thank you.
Chairperson, Deputy Minister, serious, Marie, she's beautiful, but she's serious. Yo. Deputy, you are welcome. You are so serious today, but nonetheless, Chair, I wanted to find out from the department, did they charge the DG, previous DG? Did they charge O'Charles, and O'Charles is still there in the department? If not, why they were not charged? That is the question. And another question directly to the department, you're talking of ongoing training, ongoing. I put it to the department, but if there's no time frame of the training, it shows with another time, again, maladministration or any irregularities or any not going to the law implemented, you say, no, we're still training them, it's ongoing. Now, can they have a time frame for us? PFMA has been there. You cannot say it's an ongoing training. There must be a date to say this is an actual date. We are training all staff members that are aware of this. I think we must have that. To Minister ne Public Protector. Minister, I'm asking you the question to say, if transfer of funding, yes, it's an NAC, under your leadership, 2022 till to date, there's no letter from the National Treasury that give a guarantor to say you can transfer fund from this surplus or from this account, the 60 million rand. Now, Public Protector, since you are saying you've closed the matter, I'm putting it to you that do you have any letter from the National Treasury as a proof to say the National Treasury stated clearly that this money must be transferred or must be used on this? Because why I'm saying this, Chair, only the letter that we've only received was only from the National Treasury, only which was approved in 2015-16. From 17 coming to date, there's no letter, and I'll ask for a copy if there's a letter, and we'll take it from there. MOA, SIFSA. We don't have a copy. I don't have a copy. Can I have a copy? And can I have a business plan? Yes, SIFSA. If there's a business plan for 5 million, which is allocated for this financial year, what have they done to date? In Johannesburg, on 4 days ago, they've marched against the same government, SIFSA, that the government is given against the act which was approved by Parliament, but now that act it's in NCOP. Now, they're with the government, they're against the government, and the entity that received from the government. Now, in a contradiction, because we are saying now we have new members of SIFSA. We want to know the new members. We want to go to the AGM, did not go as it was the previous AGM. Can we get the report here, AGM? Who are the new elected members? I don't have that. And then we engage and know who are these new elected members. Was the AGM didn't have flaws as previous AGM had because there were questions of other previous AGMs. And can we have their financial status sub previous year? Just 1 year. Let's not go far. 1 year. Yes, the incumbent. When you take succession planning, you take over everything that the previous leadership took. Now it's what the question is. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Mhlongo. Honorable Mthethwa.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, may I first clarify that I'm wearing an overall in it.
Come again?
I'm wearing an overall with no logo of EFF in it. Thank you.
Let's not go there. I can wear a black, green, and gold with not logo, but we all know what does that mean. Continue.
That's fine. That's fine. May I also remind the minister that his situation is even worse because he's under oath. So you must remember that he's under oath with whatever that he says. May I also say, Chair, it is a common knowledge that government officials don't respond on time. The issue of not responding to emails or what, it is not correct. I think the PSA would speak better on that one. I concur with the honorable member about the remedial action, that remedial actions have got time frames. Now, if you are told that the public protector investigated in 2018 and only yesterday that the department provided a report on remedial action, that still means that the public protector is also guilty as charged. They are not doing their work properly. They should be respected as a Section 9 organization. I want to say, Chair, we must not set a wrong precedent, because I feel like we are setting a wrong precedent that suggests that you join government, commit corruption or any other wrongdoing, then leave to another department, then you are free. I don't think we should condone that. There must be an example set, Chair, because these laws that we make, your PFMA, they are consequential. Even the public protector's report has legal consequences to those who have committed wrongs. So for us to be saying in future, are we saying we are going to allow people to mismanage funds, taxpayers' funds, and they can get away with that? That's getting away with murder. DG Mkhize is the CEO in Human Rights Commission. He's still within government. Charles Mabaso, as Honorable Mshonga said, he's also in the department. And he was very close to the minister. And I have evidence of political interference by the minister, where minister instructs government officials to fund a project that was never solicited by the department. So we can't allow such things to continue happening. Zola Kembiba is still within the department, and I know he's one person who was very hands-on on the issues of CIFSA and especially the sector. For the minister to give instruction, I think is something I don't know what, according to the public protector or according to government, that if it is alleged that the minister did so and it can be proven, what should happen to the minister? Because as I say that, I know for a fact that we are currently we have President Jacob Zuma, continuously prosecuted for the sins that he committed during his term of office, and why not others? I want to request through you, Chair, the following reports. Now, let's assume that these reports that have been presented to us today are correct and are truly reflective of what has transpired. I have learned some years back that this is one department that introduced what is called sanitized reports. Now, sanitized reports means that it is not truly reflective of what has transpired. So when you give a report, I have then assumed a position that when you give the report, it must be followed with evidence. So I would want to request the following reports from the department. I would like to see the itemized budget that was given to CIFSA, because I was part of CIFSA interim committee, the first 5 million that came through, and I reported maladministration, I reported corruption that happened in that report, but nobody has ever responded to me. Even the person who was paid 300,000 for drafting an MOI, Chairperson.
Honorable
Okay.
Member,
Yes.
can I plead it to anyone who's going to talk about CIFSA? Today, the agenda is not about them. If this committee would love to write or to take a decision that the chairperson must invite CIFSA, because there are so many things about CIFSA and we're not yet called them to come and present. I'm suspecting when we call CIFSA, they are not going to come alone. They will come with the department. The part of that they must come and account about their 5 million and whatever. We can do that, Honorable Member. We can prioritize even in our agenda, because SIFSA must come and account, not today, because today they will just, we called them to be here to listen what is going on in the office that they've taken. But I'm pleading to all of you, honorable members, that SIFSA, whilst they are new, they would love that we must put them in our program, that they must come and account. I thank you, honorable member.
With all due respect, Chairperson, the report by the Public Protector speaks to what I'm talking to now, because this was the investigation and the complaint that I laid against what was happening between the department and SIFSA. Now that they have given us a report that says, no, all is well, I am saying, Chairperson, I'm requesting through you the itemized budget from the department. If you have provided us with the report, it means that you are saying there are these documents available to check for yourself. So I would like to see the itemized budget that was presented by SIFSA 2015, 2016, 2016, 2017, 2017, 2018, until the new SIFSA leadership took over, because I know there were issues that I raised even with the department around that SIFSA had not even held an AGM, which should have given the platform for SIFSA to present the financials. Now, if they hadn't had any AGM, what reports are they talking about, saying that SIFSA has provided reports on all the 5 millions that they gave them 2016 to 2017? So for me, it doesn't seem to be the truth, because I know for a fact in the conference in Mpumalanga, they couldn't provide, and we forced them to go to an AGM because they had not done anything. So for me, it puzzles me when the department says, no, we have the reports. I would like to see those reports. Also, the issue of deviation that was done by SIFSA 2018, 2019, where they said they used money for something else. That's why I need the itemized, because my understanding is that PFMA, when you apply for the funding, you provide an itemized budget, and you must stick to that budget. If you have to deviate from that budget, you must seek requests to do so from Treasury or from the department. There are compliance issues that are part of the MOA or MOU that you sign. I would like to see the MOU that the department had signed as evidence to what they are saying today, that everything has been done. And then can we also have the Auditor General's report on the department to see what the department had reported about these issues that we have raised. If the department would have reported something different to the Auditor General saying, no, all is well, I need to see that if you can allow us to request it. And I want to plead with the officials that they must not take the position of playing politics, Chairperson. They can't be used to play politics. The department applies delay tactic deliberately. Now I know why certain members are not charged on time and emails are not responded. As we speak, I'm still awaiting the response from DGG Kumalo around some of these issues, which he hasn't responded. Now, there's that delay tactic. That's why I'm saying the emails, if are not responded, are part of the delay tactic in order to allow people to leave the departments and then be exonerated from it. Again, there's the NEF situation that it's mentioned on what I complained about. No one has said anything about that, which was part of my complaint. I want to see a report of young people who benefited from the 50 million that was given to NEF without even a proper tender process. I want to see that report with evidence and contact details of young people who have become entrepreneurs in our sector through that funding. If they could include that for my benefit, Chairperson. Remember that Chairperson, so I'm sure I'm still allowed to break the rules.
No,
one of the things,
Honorable Member, there's no one who's allowed to break the rules. And fortunately, we know who you are and you know rules. And I've cautioned you, saying all now what we are asking, those reports can, with your respect, that being a complainant, what is this name of complainant?
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm suspecting that your case is here, but fortunately with you, you are a member of parliament now. So I don't think that you must do what you are doing now. Really, we are breaking the rules of the agenda, and I'm suspecting who are in your issue that you presented to the public protector, and the public protector is coming to do and report to us. So if now you want us as this committee to open this complaint of yours and the other person, you are not fair to us. But the only thing of some structural issues, of budgetary issues of the CIFSA, we can call a committee. But the way that now we are doing, I don't know whether you don't see that you are unfair to the committee, being a member of committee.
Chairperson, I don't know whether are you saying that I must accept these reports as they are without interrogating them, without requesting evidence that substantiate what they've just said? Are you saying that I must accept it? Or rather, maybe let me make it quicker and say, for me, I would like to Chair, you are intimidating me, Chair.
I'm just listening tentatively.
No, honestly, Chairperson, remember that part of accountability is me being satisfied with what the department has presented and the public protector has presented, to say, yes, indeed, they've done. But as I say that, I have had so much experience with the department and the public protector, where things are said, we have. Yesterday, we had a report that was saying, no implementation at all. Today, we have a report that says implementation in its entirety has been correctly implemented. So I'm left with no words to say. How do I then get that satisfaction that, yes, indeed, they've done, if I can't ask for evidence of that, Chairperson? That's why I was asking through you, Chairperson. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Mteto. Okay. You are so clever, Honorable Mteto.
Thank you, Kate, a comment.
Some of us will say what you want to chip in this meeting, but you have your chairperson here who's very tentatively listening, so not intimidating you, but I'm rechanneling the meeting. Honorable Dennis.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Chairperson. I want to support you, Chairperson, on a statement you made to the member now by saying that he's a member of this committee and our job is oversight. He cannot represent an affiliation for or against CIFSA. It's not his job here in this meeting today. I want to support you on that. And as the Minister have said, we have an agenda and they are here for this agenda. The public protector is here for the agenda. The department is here for the agenda. And we ourselves, as committee members, are here to have oversight on this particular agenda. Hence, Chairperson, I noted also the comments by Member Sepo, questions being asked, and there's relevant questions being asked, which I think the department can respond in writing. But I want to just conclude. I do not have any questions. I want to say, Chairperson, that we must not lose sight that we have an agenda here, even if it is limited information that does not speak to the new information that has been raised here, and that's fine, it can be raised here, but we can't expect to conclude on all this new information and points raised here in this meeting that is not included in today's agenda. So I would propose, Chairperson, that we as a committee apply our minds to the agenda of today. The department, the member itself was party to starting this process, which ended up with the public protector, which included the department response and the correspondence to the speaker, hence this committee meeting today. I think I just wanted to summarize the process, that we do not lose sight of that brought us to this agenda points today. So, Chairperson, I want to say that we as a committee must respond now to today to this agenda points, as we've heard the department and the public protector, including our deliberations and questions, and that we must conclude on this matter today. And I think with the exception of for me of the training that Member Sepo referred to, whether it was done or not, whether we need a training program, which is part of the remedial plan, I think we must move forward and respond and close on this particular agenda points between the public protector and the department, and given our oversight role, I think we must conclude and support this report. Chairperson, thank you.
Honorable Dennis, I've been trying, and sometimes when we are chairing with Chairperson, when honorable members are deviating from the agenda, sometimes Chairperson need to be protected, not at the end tail, because really the agenda is straightforward, and I've been trying, but I do understand, and I do support what we are saying. Now, can I give it to to the DM? Yes, I'm happy to see that smile. I was wondering what's going on, DM. DM, because Honorable Mhlongo, there are things that he wanted, and I'm suspecting that as on behalf of the department, you can just respond on those things. And then I'm not sure whether public protector, they want to say something, because I want to follow suit on the proposal of Honorable Dennis that I'm hoping that this report, it's suffice to say that it's what we wanted to hear, and surely Honorable Speaker will happy when he's getting this report from department and public protector, and then it's going to that office as this committee, saying that we refer now because we've done what we've done today, all these hours. DM.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you very much to members. I want to agree with you, Chair, that from the minister and the officials and the public protector, I think there was sufficient response. But I think the confusion or the difficulty, Chair, is when you have, as a member of parliament, you have to adjust being a complainant before, and suddenly you find yourself being a member of parliament. Because now, what then you need to manage is what now, how do I deal with me being a member of parliament, not now as a complainant, with the the entire information that you have. And I think that's a process that Honorable Eugene is trying to struggle with. And I think he's doing well in trying to manage it. It's not easy. He was a complainant. This is his case. Now he's a member of parliament. Now he must deal with a report which has been produced on the 27th of February, 2022, not a complaint that he had put in 2018. So those are the challenges. The second thing is that I think the issue here is when you have a lot of information that comes from 2015 from Honorable Mhlongo, and now the report is you have to adjust yourself and deal with what is on the table when you know that there are a lot of issues that you know. It's a process, and it's the education that we're dealing with. In terms of the report that has been put on the table right now, and we have been dealing with as an agenda, I want to agree fully with Honorable Dennis that I think we have been adequate in dealing with it, Chair. All other outstanding issues that they would want either the public protector or the department to submit to the portfolio committee, like the MOA and others, we will do so. There is no issue. But what we have to be clear about is that we are dealing with a report that was issued by the public protector on the 27th of February 2022, which was dealing with remedial actions. All that we are here to do is to see, is the report that the public protector gave to the department, did we do what we were supposed to do? Both the department and the public protector are satisfied that we have done so. Other side issues that the committee members would want to deal with, we'll have to deal with at another area. But for now, the report of the public protector of the 27th of February 2022, which is the item on the agenda, we have sufficiently dealt with it, Chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you, DM. Acting a public protector, and then the last person is going to be Minister. Do you want to say anything new or to reflect?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chairperson.
Yes, Honorable colleague.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to reiterate that the reporting of the implementation and the remedial action was not reported to us last night by the department. However, we could not confirm it to the committee without proof thereof that was submitted last night, and which is actually what has come out of the committee. Whether are we satisfied? Do we have proof that the remedial action has been implemented? So it was critical of us to then get that particular proof. But I just want to thank this committee under your leadership, Chairperson. This is actually the only committee that has been consistently calling upon us to come and deliver our remedial actions, our reports, so that the department can account thereto. It really strengthens and gives life to what is enshrined in the Constitution, that organs of state must support the public protector in its work and ensure its effectiveness. And also thank the department. The department is actually also one of the only departments that fully implement our remedial actions and that doesn't have any other outstanding, because I asked the team before we appeared before your honorable selves whether there's any other report which is outstanding from the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, and the response was no. And I would really like to thank the executive authority in that department, as well as the senior officials, for really taking the work of the public protector seriously and also realizing what is enshrined in the Constitution to support the public protector. But I also just want to mention that what is critical, Chairperson, and that I would like the executive authority to note is that it's normally of huge assistance that we start to implement reforms even before we finalize our report, because immediately when we bring the allegation letter, the department is called upon to reflect where it would have gone wrong. Really, our purpose is to support and strengthen this democracy and not necessarily to be punitive. But where there is gross negligence or intentional maladministration, we then have to put in place remedial action that will ensure that there's consequence management. So the delay in implementing consequence management then leads to where officials end up having a chance to move from one department to another or even out of the state without having been accountable. I mean, some of the officials, those who are within the state, and it's one maybe request that I may kindly make to the portfolio committee is that, for instance, the former DG, as honorable members have pointed out, that he's still within the state and he's now the CEO of a Chapter 9 institution, is that the portfolio committee on justice, the portfolio committee on justice is the portfolio committee to which the chairperson, Professor Majola, reports to. So if we would kindly get probably that interaction between the portfolio committees to then discuss the issues. But it then calls upon that there should be proper vetting processes within the state, particularly on this issue of movement of officials. We are putting our heads together with the Public Service Commission to see what measures can we come up with to ensure that where people have committed maladministration in one state department or institution, they then are not allowed to then move over without consequence management. And consequence management, it doesn't necessarily mean that their actions are so gross that they should not be employed in any other state department, but it's important to take accountability so that they do not continue the same act in the other department. And finally, Chair, as you might have noted the report, there's no remedial action against the former minister. Therefore, there is nothing that we can then enforce against him in that regard. So that is all from my side and my team. And really, thank you very much, Chairperson, and to the committee members for this committee. Your work has been outstanding in supporting us as an institution, supporting democracy. Thank you.
Thank you, Acting Public Protector of South Africa. Now we are no longer having time for this. I'm putting this to the committee that with this report of these two, the Department and Public Protector, let's ask that this report must be taken back to the Speaker with the information which we're getting it today. So I'm suspecting that we are coming to the end of this item, and I did say that I will give it the last word to the Minister. I suspect it's in order.
Chairperson, what's up from Chair? We don't support that. Yes, we don't, as the DA, we don't support that this item must be taken as is, that the remedial action has been implemented. We reserve our rights because we don't have documentation that supports the actual presentation before us. Thank you very much.
The DA doesn't support what we've just finalized. I'm seeing the hand of Mr. Mteto. Yes, Mr. Mteto.
Yes, Chairperson. So also, EFF, we follow suit. We are not adopting this report. We're distancing ourselves from it until further notice.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, I've put the motion that this report must be taken as it is to the Speaker on the discussion of today by empowering by Public Protector's Office, Honorable Adams, Honorable Malomane.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I would like to agree with you that the report must be taken to the Speaker, and that is my view. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Maloman.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. As a member of the Portfolio Committee, I'm seconding your view that the report, what has been done, the work that has been done in the report from the Department and the Office of the Public Protector. Thank you.
Honorable members, in that order, they will, as the chairperson, I will ask the Secretariat to note the objection of saying DA, and then the objection of the Honorable Mthethwa, and then any other objections except those of DA and of Honorable Mthethwa. Do we have any other objection? 1, 2, 3. Let me take this opportunity that as this committee, as you are saying, Public Protector, who have been trying our best. It's a big department. You starting have a Department of Sport at the sport, who has got a huge what you call federations. You're coming to arts and culture, and all these things are coming to the one ministry. And that's why a Public Protector today, we must tell you that as this committee, we do sit 3 times a week because of the work. We do appreciate when we are calling you as Public Protector with the information, because we cannot just not recognize that we are also a highest office in the country. We do take this opportunity to thank the work that we are doing. You are not looking only on this department, the entire national departments are on your hands. We do appreciate department. I'm suspecting you did take care of what the Public Protector is saying, and you do take care what the members is saying, the compliance and all what is just said. Can I now give it to you, Minister? Thank
you, Chair. I forgot on when I did second that this is the report that we accept. I'm proposing that we draft a proper report, we bring it back to the committee, and then we accept it as a committee as it is drafted, so that it can go to the Office of the Speaker, Chair. Thank you.
Oh, you wanted that process? Well, already the honorable members have rejected the report. I'm hearing what you are saying. When I'm closing, Honorable Minister, can you take this opportunity to talk to the Public Protector Office, as they are going to leave us? We are going to want you as a department to remain behind. To you, Minister Zisigodo.
Once more, thank you very much, Chairperson. I'm covered by the Deputy Minister. This meeting, I think, was very constructive and very fruitful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Public Protector. I'm suspecting when you were thanking this committee, you were doing your last words, or if you want to say something, I'm giving you before you are leaving us.
Thank you, Chairperson. I was doing so, nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable members, now we are leaving SIFSA members who are releasing the Public Protector Office. Now, in our agenda, we are coming to the second committee discussion of the correspondence from legal team of the former CEO of Cricket South Africa, Mr. Moroe. Let me take this opportunity to report to the department, which they did get the communication which was sent to the chairperson and for the committee, that there is this request from Tabang Gregory.
Chairperson, I'm sorry. I'm sure you can't see my hand. The acting DG. Can I please request that we also release sister?
I've said so.
Oh, okay. My apologies. I thought they were still here. Thanks, Chairperson.
Ujab was supposed to do administration. I've said we are releasing them. They are still in the platform. Thank you, Acting DG. Honorable members, this report did come to us as the members who have been part of this Cricket South Africa, as the members and the department. I would love, if you allow me, honorable members, to give the department to say something, because we have all read this. It has been with us. So if I can, if you allow me, saying that the department did get this report, and maybe Acting DG, can you tell us what do you think you want to say about this letter from the legal advisors of Mr. Tabang to you, Acting?
Thank you, Chairperson. I think once again I will allow DDG. Oh, sorry, Minister.
No, I just wanted to introduce that matter, Chairperson. I'm sorry I got delayed. I wanted to come immediately before I hand over to DG.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. It's in order. Thank you.
No, thanks, Madam Chairperson. We've interacted with the correspondence, but I think it's important to remind the committee that there is a history to this matter, which I'm sure the committee is aware about the history to the matter of the former CEO of Cricket South Africa. And to an extent that there was an expectation that the minister or through a department must interfere in what is now called the legal opinion. You will recall that in terms of the National Sport and Recreation Act, there's very little that the minister can interfere in relation to matters as they relate to selection, appointment, or termination of service between an employer and an employee, whereas if it has to do with the federation. And therefore, it's a bit of a difficulty for us to interact with the matter as it is. If the former employee is aggrieved, has only grievance in terms of the outcome of the process which was followed by the federation, I'm sure he's got all other avenues which must be exhausted. But having said that, I thought I might just lay out that history so that as we interact with the matter, you know the perspective and the view of the department. But like you indicated, I can allow the acting DG to give the same matter how we think we should be.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you so much, Minister. With your intervention, I was doing the protocol things, and now really it's this one. It was needed the head of the department, and correctly so we have just done that. Honorable members, this is the view of the ministry. Do you want to say something, honorable members? Let me give you a chance to say something, Honorable Mhlongo.
Chairperson, I think the letter doesn't say the minister must interfere. minister used the word interfere. The letter does not say that. The letter requests an assistant from us as a portfolio committee. And I'm inclined for us to discuss it. It's not the minister must interfere. You use the word interfere, minister. The letter does not say that. The letter requests us to assist with the issues pertaining the Cricket South Africa board. Remember, they've announced that there's an investigation regarding the CEO. And we're still waiting for the outcome. What were the findings of the investigation after the CEO, which you are talking about? Another question that I wanted to ask, because I think it's so important for us to discuss it. Remember, they've promised for investigation in 2016, 2017, 18, and whereby Cricket South Africa lost plus minus 270 million rand, which we want to find out where were the findings. Can we have the copies of those findings? And then we'll take it from there, because they report to the minister in Cricket South Africa. And as they've appointed an independent board, and which was formed by the minister, the former minister, Unathi Mthethwa, as a steward, that they'll guide us as this committee, because they've started saying there's a review of the findings. Now, there was Funduzi report, which is, we're still not sure, did they implement the Funduzi report, the outcome thereof, and where's the review on this? Because immediately when we have those documents, we can interact, because we're part of this discussion. Remember, they called him to come to work. He was at work. He was just suspended on verbal. Later, the letter came. Now, we have to discuss this. You need an intervention and us as a committee to know what is the status, where are the reports that have accumulated clearly for us to discuss it. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Mhlongo. Honorable Dennis.
Thank you, Chairperson. I want to just bring to the attention of this committee, Chairperson, that we must at all times be aware of what is our mandate and how we must respond to correspondence. I think this is correspondence. We put it on the agenda. Chairperson, and when we receive a letter or information, we must also be aware what is the process to follow to deal with this information. I don't think our committee must just go into a discussion on this. If this is about any interaction with any affiliates that's connected to this department, or whether it be a federation or a sports or an entity, rather, then we must allow the organization, the entity, or the department that is dealing directly with these issues also to respond. I'm a little bit hesitant, Chairperson, that we jump into this. Because cricket, this is coming on for a long time. There's again maybe some matters that's been dealt with, and it could be again matters that is new or unresolved or outstanding. So all I'm asking this committee is to say, what is the process now that it is on the agenda? Who do we refer it to before we do our oversight role? What information more do we need other than what is in this letter? Who must we consult? Is it our legal advice? Is it the department? Is it whoever entity we must consult? Is it the AG? Is it the public protector? Whoever must look into all the information, the content in the letter. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to give my opinion on the content of this letter. I want us to be clear on what processes this committee must follow when we have to deal with information that is on the agenda. Particularly information that's coming from outside to our committee, and how we must deal with it. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Dennis. Honorable Zondi.
Yes, Chair. I think I'm partly covered by Honorable Joseph. The minister is saying this is the matter between the employer and the employee. However, because it has been brought to us as a committee, but the minister is clear on saying if all the processes between the employer and employee has not been exhausted, the department or the minister himself or the ministry cannot go between them. Now, how can we intervene based on that? If I'm saying I'm partly covered with Honorable Joseph, because the minister is not saying they are not going to ignore the request to intervene as the department, but because the matter is still between them and they have not outlined to us whether all the processes on the matter has been dealt with or exhausted, then how can we intervene? So I therefore support the minister. If the matter is still between the employer and the employee, and they have not dealt with all the processes, then bring back the matter to us to say, we are at loggerheads with the processes of the employer and the employee, and this is how, if the minister has been monitoring the matter, and the minister is saying to us, this is how we intervene as the department, that is where we are going to intervene as a committee. For now, Chair, I think the matter is still between the employer and the employee. And it is, yes, it is something to discuss, but I don't know how intervention are they expecting from us if the minister has not taken a side or a decision on whether the matter should be dealt with as an intervention. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Zondi. Honorable Malomane.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think maybe as a committee, let's wait until they finalize all the procedure of a grievance, because this matter is between an employee and an employer, and you cannot just intervene on this situation until there is an outcome of whatsoever. And if maybe they can also go to the department if maybe there are challenges, because it's got legal issues, and you cannot just deal with the matter that is having legal issues, because whatever that we're going to do, whatever that we're going to say, it will be used also as part of the procedure in the grievance. So my request as a committee, let's wait until they finalize this thing. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, honorable members. My intake, also honorable members, who really, we have, as somebody was saying, we've discussed this thing of Funzo report, and if we do remember correctly, Cricket South Africa, then they didn't even not want to give us this report. And it was Funzi department and SASCOC, and it was not easy to get a report until you honorable members were firm that no, if you are not giving this report to the department, advocating interventions. So finally we got this report. But the only problem that as a member of this committee is that now this correspondence is from the attorneys, and how can an oversight, people who did their oversight, now the stage where it's now is between the employer and the employee took the issue to the attorneys, and now what can this department and us as a committee do an issue of legal issues? So in reality, I'm saying that I'm concurring with all what honorable members were saying, even with these problems that this employer employer is having. But the problem, it's the cases with the legal attorneys. So I'm not sure now as a committee that what the department is going to do. We do understand, but we've played our role, and we made that those who didn't want to give us a report, finally they did give us this report. So, honorable members, I'm still seeing a hand, Honorable Mhlongo.
Thanks, Chair. Chair, I concur with members, but not saying we discuss it now. We need all parties. I think Honorable Joseph is quite right. All parties must be here, because the question that I've asked, remember there was a Funduzi report in which there was a review. We don't have that review report. We have a Funduzi report, but not the review report. And remember before the gentleman who was suspended, that therefore there was a case which he uses his credit card plus minus 300,000 or something. The actual amount I actually forgot, but there was an amount used on the credit card. We did not get the actual statement to say he uses irregularly these, because the review report, Chair, if you remember, we don't have the review report, which was given by the former minister, Ogutu must have a review report as he was a steward towards Cricket South Africa. At that time, there were several issues, not only on the issue of the former CEO. Now, I'm saying I concur with members. We must call both parties. If we'll call them when we schedule them on our meeting. But this issue, I think it's good for us that we're in fact, give me a letter allied with this is another issue which is outstanding with Cricket South Africa, which is what outstanding. And then we have to, when they come, we call and then we ask the pertaining the actual review report from the Funduzi report.
Thank you, Honorable Member. When we come to that point of the review report as a committee, we'll get from themselves. Honorable Minister and honorable members, we do hear what you are saying, and the review report is another issue which we didn't call them that they must come and present that. But today we were talking about this employee who is not satisfied and the legal advices. So I wanted to say that the Secretariat, they must respond to this former CEO, the discussions of today.
Point of order, Chair. Ask his Chair.
Yes, Honorable
I see the name. The Mr. Moroe is here. He was invited to our meeting, and you are saying, I'm confused. There's a Moroe on our list here.
He was invited.
I don't know.
Sorry, members. Here. So no, sorry, Mr. Mhlongo. The Mr. Moroe that's here is the new committee researcher. He's JJ Moroe, yeah.
Which I introduced to you, saying that one will join us on the first.
Apology.
Okay.
He was late. Most longer late.
Yeah. Take this thing on the screen, Jabo. Honorable Nis, Honorable Mhlongo, legacy hands, and I want to say that can we take this opportunity to thank you, Department, in all what you are busy with, that you put them aside and you join us by this time, DM. with all who's still here. We are releasing you. Thank you so much to take care of the committee and put aside everything, DM. Okay.
No, thank you very much, Chair. We are happy to leave you. Thank you very much for inviting us. It's always good to be in the presence of Honorable Mhlongo.
You must account, DM.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, members. Thank you. Bye.
Honorable members, I'm suspecting the one which is now coming on the agenda, like it was a long day. Is it not the UNESCO now, or is minutes? Or
no, Chair, it's the UNESCO report, Chair.
Honorable members, we are having UNESCO report in front of us, which we did deal with it, and today we are coming to do a formal adoption of it. But honorable members, we must not forget that the honorable member Mhlongo proposed that EDA is not supporting the report. Can I get that it is still like that, Honorable Mhlongo?
It's still in order, Chair.
Okay. Honorable members, can we adopt this report? I'll ask you. Okay, I nearly leave the meeting. Can we adopt this report, honorable members? Honorable Zondi.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I propose that we take the report as presented. Thank you.
Thank you. Any seconder? Honorable Adams.
Chairperson, I second on the proposal of adoption. Thank you.
Honorable Mhlongo.
Chair, as we stated that we reserve our rights, we still don't support the report.
Thank you so much, honorable members. Honorable members, this report is adopted with a reservation of DA, as they put it, like a reservation of EDA. Now, let's go to the minutes. The minutes of 19 May. Can you go up? Honorable Mhlongo.
Chair, I move for the adoption of the minutes as a true reflection of what we discussed.
Thank you, Honorable Mhlongo. Honorable Adams.
Thank you, Chairperson. just for the congratulations on Comrade Honorable Mhlongo, I will second on his proposal for adoption. Thank you.
What congratulations. Honorable Denise.
Thank you, Chairperson. I think it's just important that we note from this minutes, and I want to thank the staff. It's well prepared.
Long minutes, yes.
I want to just say that SAFA has asked our support for 2 points, Chairperson. The one is about the SAFA house and the land it is on, and they want subdivision so that the SAFA house can be separated. Department of Public Works and Infrastructure must do that for them. They've asked our support for that, and then they ask our support on the issue for the Gauteng government on the NFB stadium. And I think what we must ask, I think what we said, they must provide us with a correspondence on that 2 topics, that we can see what is the history, and then that our committee can engage them for further support with regard to the 2 items. Thank you, Chairperson.
Noted, administrators. Thank you, Honorable Denise. The minutes are supported, and then the next.
Chairperson, before we go to the next minutes.
Yes, Honorable
Chair, since we've adopted this, and as a true reflection, there must be follow-up on what we've discussed. The letter, which it was promised in the meeting, it's recorded that we'll get a letter. Now, lately, we're still waiting for whatever documents we've requested. They're still not on our desktop or on our table, so to say. I'm saying with anything that we've discussed here, it's not yet. We're still waiting for the report. The Banyana, they claimed Guti, they are going on the minutes. They claim that they're going on a camp 3 months before, and it shows but they didn't. That's why we lost even World Cup. Now, guna misleading statement here by the officials of SAFA, and guna things that they must implement. Remember, I told you, and you were shocked, Guti, I'm going to a court. But it's a joke. That thing still stands. There's a court against myself and SAFA and Jordan because of the meeting that I told him that he runs SAFA like his own spaza shop. I said it in Parliament. I've said it even outside. And now they're using SAFA money, not the Jordan's money. It's SAFA's money. It's a public-private partnership money to fight any litigation. For an example, Rhea's issue, it still goes for arbitration. Now what I'm trying to say, Chair, can we have matters arising on these, and can we follow up on them?
Honorable Mhlongo, sometimes you will want me to be confused in a meeting. This thing which we are raising of the litigation and whatever is not within these minutes, but we've noted what Honorable Denise, that we still have outstanding information, and even yourself, you confirming that. So, and I've said immediately, the administrators secretariat, they must do a follow-up of matters arising. So it's all in order. That's what I was agreeing, that they must do the follow-up as we're adopting these minutes. Thank you, honorable members.
Sorry, Chair.
Can I have one? Okay, no problem, Honorable Song.
Chair, the litigation, I thought it's here. If it's not here, I think it's omission, unless you're saying I didn't say it. Now I'll ask for a transcript to a meeting. The litigation issue, I've raised it on the meeting, and the members were shocked. And it must be minuted. I thought it's minuted.
Thank you, Honorable.
The litigation between myself and Saskok and Demit Jordan, I've raised it, and they said, no, it was just that they didn't use money. There's a case number I'll share it with you outside this meeting. and I'm still going to court with it.
Thank you, Honorable Mhlongo.
Thank you.
Can you go to the 23rd minutes? Honorable members, these are our minutes of 23rd May. I'm not sure whether these hands are new hands. Let me start with Honorable Zondi.
Yeah, Chair. Ngiphakamisela ukwamukela le mizuzu yangomhla ka-23 kuMeyi.
Thank you, Honorable Zondi. Honorable Sibia.
Thank you, Chairperson. The approval of the minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Mal. Okay, the minutes have been adopted, Honorable members. I don't see any other hand. Honorable members, now can yes, I wanted to say that to you, honorable members. When we arise, we were having this proposal of parliamentary program. Today we've done with the agenda of today, and then honorable don't rush. Go to first, honorable members, on Friday. Can you go up again? Down.
Chairperson, can I just flight the correct one, the updated one? Because this one, I see that we were busy working on it. Can I just flight the correct one, Chair?
Yeah. It's, can Honorable Adams, may I go to the ladies? Was this thing still happening? If I'll come before, please.
Yes, Chair, thank you.
Yes, I've flighted the correct one, ma'am. Yes, Chair.
Thank you, Chabu. Members, there is the draft agenda. We already start by the proposed draft agenda to be adopted. We started today's meeting. Yes.
Chairperson, sorry.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Mhlongo.
I wanted to find out, I've always asked about consulting. This is supposed not to be secretary and the chairperson and to us, supposed to be consulted. All political parties must be consulted, and for us to have a smooth sailing of this meeting. I've sent an email to all of you responding to this, thinking that other issues of importance will be included on the proposed draft.
Back.
Now, what is the status before I comment on the proposed items that I've sent to all before the actual adoption? Remember, we spoke about consulting before the meeting. I've done what I was supposed to do, send the request earlier before the actual draft goes out.
I'm sorry, I'm back, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, can I get what is the point which is raised by Honorable Mhlongo?
Honorable Mhlongo, can you just repeat? Thank you.
I was saying, okay, this program must be ours. And last time I've raised Guti, and the chair said we must consult each other. And I've sent an email to say, we think these are the items that we must put on the agenda, on our program, so to say. And I've sent it before in time, and unless otherwise, so I wanted before engaging, noting what is the status or...
Can firstly deal with the agenda as it is, as proposed, and then we'll come back on your point, Honorable Mhlongo, to check whether what you proposed was having a bite in this program which you are tabling, and then can the Secretariat talk to this program, and then I'm suspecting we'll come back to Honorable Mhlongo's question.
Yes, Chairperson. Okay, so Chairperson, we're on the first meeting.
Maybe if I can respond, Honorable Mhlongo, you did forward to the Secretariat, and then they've copied to me. You ask the issue of Netball South Africa, Banyana and SAFA, but I'm suspecting honorable members, they must know that what you have proposed. But let's get to the proposed, and then we must reflect what happened about your proposal. Take us through, Jabu.
Thank you, Chair. Apologies for my voice. I have the flu. Chairperson, today we have just dealt with the program where we've met with the DSAC and Public Protector, and we've also concluded with the UNESCO Convention, the consideration and adoption of the report and the minutes, and we've also discussed the committee discussions on the correspondence from the legal team. On Friday, Chairperson, the 1st of September, the proposals that we meet with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture on the suspension of 8 national federations by SASCO due to non-compliance. And also additional to that is, how did the suspensions come about, and what is the department doing to assist the federations to ensure compliance and lifting of the suspensions. On Tuesday, the 5th of September, we'll be receiving a briefing by the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture on the 2022-2023 fourth quarter performance report, and we'll also consider and adopt draft committee minutes. On Friday, the 8th of September, we'll be receiving a briefing by the South African Golf Association on the 2023-2024 annual report, progress made on the implementation of the Transformation Charter, with a focus on the 2023 Nedbank Golf Challenge. On Tuesday, the 12th of September, we'll be receiving a briefing by the National Arts Council on the PESP 4 funding. Friday, the 15th of September, we'll be receiving a briefing by the South African Gymnastics Federation on the annual report and an overview of the championships held in Pretoria in May 2023. On Tuesday, the 19th of September, we'll be receiving a briefing by the Freedom Park Museum on the annual performance plan and follow-up briefing on the management, employee challenges, and governance at the entity. And then we'll have a constituency period from the 26th of September to the 9th of October, Chairperson. Thank you, members.
Honorable members and our staff, can you open that door? I'm sorry, there's a knock, honorable members. Can I've asked honorable members with the can I ask honorable members and our staff that I'm proposing that 12th September and 15th September, if we don't have any problem of including the SAFA and the netball, can we look at that and we agree in this meeting that we don't have any problem, because we are in a mood of finalizing our 50th term, that at least there are things that we cannot leave hanging. Are we agreeing, honorable members, that because what Honorable Mhlongo proposing is the things that happened after all of us were not yet having all these issues that are very important to us. So maybe if we can add them on October, as was saying that September is full, but subject to be corrected by you, honorable members, in order that maybe we must not pack this program, but we notice and recognize and we agreed with the administration, which is secretariat and researchers, that we've noted. And also can we ask Honorable Mhlongo and the rest of the committee that can you put them in the next program of us, which is October, if we are allowing us to do that. Let me see the hands. Honorable Mhlongo.
Chair, fine with me for October, Netball South Africa, SAFA, and Library South Africa. And the last one is NPO.
Thank you.
Okay. Can it be minuted, Guti, based on that? We mustn't get other items in October instead of proposing as agreed.
Come again?
I'm saying, can it be minuted that we support this, but in October we'll have the following: Netball South Africa, SAFA, and National Library of South Africa, and NPO. NPO is this Mzansi.
Honorable Mhlongo, we are taking what you are saying, but we can't not to have other outstanding issues. When we were sitting with the researchers, content advisors, secretariat, I do look at the outstanding issues. Like now, I do agree with what we are saying. We'll do our best, Honorable Mhlongo. Honorable Malomane.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Let me firstly second the proposal, the proposed program. Let it be our program as it is, and then also add on that on the email that was sent by Mr. Mhlongo, Honorable Mhlongo, on the 29th, that in the next term we include those entities, SAFA, Netball, South Africa, and so on. Thank you.
Thank you. still seeing hands. Are those hands against on the secondment of Honorable Adams?
Chair, I agree on the what the member Malumana just said. I agree on that. So I second. Thank you.
Except that, honorable members, as I'm chairing, the content advisor is saying MNPO, we need to check how far the SIU is with their investigation. We'll come back to you, Honorable Mhlongo. We'll do our homework and we are going to respond. We're not saying we're not going to put it. So with this, we'll come back to you, Honorable Mhlongo. Honorable Eugene Teto. The program is adopted, and the email, the proposal of Honorable Mhlongo has been as proposed and accepted. I'm looking at any other view now, Honorable Mteto and Honorable Dennis.
Thank you, Chair. No, I concur with the proposed, but just a point of clarity that I see Department of Arts and Culture is coming, I think, on the proposed program, it's coming to do its report. So I wanted to find out if there are other issues that one can raise within that, or maybe leave it for October also. You would remember that I raised the issue of Downtown Music Hub, which remains an orphan since 2007 to date, with no one taking responsibility of it, yet it was bought by the department. So I would like it to be part of the day when the department is coming to respond to that. And the issue of funding regarding the monitoring, the radio monitoring of the industry, so that we have correct royalties reflected by the collecting society as correctly collected and distributed. So there was a project that the department funded, yet we haven't had any report on that, whether it was successful or not. So I don't know if those two items could be slotted in during the day of the presentation by the department, or should they be treated separately? I think it's the Tuesday, 5th of September.
Can I propose this in order that we must make them accountable on that day? Can you assist the committee that, as from today, write to themselves about that? Because if you write to themselves, will need that when they are coming for this quarterly report, they must include what you're asking. You are not out of order, it's in order. But can you remind about them as from today?
Okay, thank you, Chair. I'll certainly do so.
Yes. Honorable Dennis.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to remind our committee that we also need to give the department an opportunity to come and present on the first quarter report before the end of the year. Otherwise, we're going to have 7-8 months after the first quarter, which is too long. So we should see where we can slot them in as well before the end of the year on the first quarter report. Thank you, Chairperson.
Jabu Zolega, are you listening? What Honorable
Yes, Chair. We had.
No, I'm getting a response. Chair, the downtown issue is a report was sent to Mr. Mtoto Izolo, which is yesterday. So Jabu, say something about what Honorable Dennis is proposing.
Yes, Chair, we will include the first quarter report. But remember, Chair, we working with time as according to the program. So that report that Mr. Joseph is talking about will form part of when we work towards the BRRR, Chair. So we are keeping an eye out for that one, Chair.
Okay. Hey, these hands are coming. My sister, Honorable Veronica.
Chairperson, I was also thinking there was a lot of information in the media about Boxing South Africa. So when we when the planning is done for the new program, the next program, maybe that must also be considered.
Honorable member, this issue of media and our good selves is fine, but remember, you must go back and ask us what must we call Boxing South Africa for. So I'm giving you this opportunity that you must talk to the administrators on the issue, and then we'll see what is it that we want us to call for Boxing South Africa. Because other institution on federation we did call, and if they are not yet implemented, we will be getting slot for others who are not yet did come, but we are not going and not to make them to account. If we want them to respond, we can even do e-correspondence. We must be aware that the time frames of our program of parliament is too limited. I'm not against what we are saying. Please talk to the secretariat, and we'll check on the outstanding issues of the department of the committee. Honorable members, now I'm suspecting what we've done, what is expected of us. We're going to take all what we are proposing, but also we still have a duty as researchers and the secretariat to propose a program to you, and then which means now we'll come back to you about that. Can I ask the honorable members that I want to close this meeting of today, but when I'm closing this meeting of today, can I say that it was a good and a fruitful meeting, and what I like about it is that the issues we've raised and the way we raise it, and let's keep doing like this, raising our issues in our committee, and then our administrators will do a follow-up in the outstanding issues. I'm suspecting this is not the first time that this committee has been saying that we must have action out of the minutes. If we can try to do that, I'm suspecting we'll be fine with all of what we are doing as a committee. The new member of the research, I'm suspecting that now we have seen how this committee is busy. The researchers, the content advisors, the secretariat, they don't have Sundays and Saturdays. They don't have, I'm abusing them. Anytime I'm seeing something coming to the office of the chairperson, I call them, even if that information is coming on a Saturday or on a Sunday, because I don't want that we must be having a committee with a secretariat which are not responding to the issues. So you will get us running, and I'm suspecting your colleagues, Mr. Mahlasela, Lindingiwa, you have seen how we operate, and then Mr. Moroe on the first also will be welcoming him officially. The meeting is closed.
Thank you, Chairperson. Nice afternoon to all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you all members.